Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. I'm Bozzy. So, I've been playing Planet Coaster 2 now for a few weeks, and I've kind of got this crazy idea. I want to build a theme park version of one of my hometowns, Eureka Springs, Arkansas. I grew up in a few places, but one of the most impactful was definitely this town. Eureka Springs possesses this certain whimsicality. Its unique character stems from its Victorian-era architecture, preserved pretty well to this day. And the town's winding streets, filled with ornate houses and unique shops, create a captivating storybook-like atmosphere, unlike anywhere else I've ever lived. I have a confidence that this inherent charm will translate incredibly well to a theme park setting. I mean, imagine a roller coaster weaving over the cobblestone streets, or a charming carousel nestled amongst Victorian homes in the woods. It's a blend of architectural recreation and theme park design. A unique challenge that I'm really excited to tackle. We're starting out with what I plan to be the heart of the park, and then work our way up. This location will be the Spring Street and Center Street Fork. And today we'll focus on the exterior of the Flatiron Flats and Basin Park hotels, as well as the foundation of the Basin Spring Park itself. They're all landmarks that hold a significant place in the town's history, and my memory. Interestingly, my interest in this type of game building started when I lived in Eureka Springs. I mean, I spent so many hours playing Roller Coaster Tycoon. Now, many years later, I'm bringing those early gaming passions and a love for my hometown together. So get ready to see how I approach creating this blend of realism and fun. Okay guys, starting out, we're gonna level out the Spring Street and Center Street Fork area. Now, this area took me so long, honestly. It was quite a starting point. It wasn't very fun to start out this way, but I had to make sure and get this correct because the way the streets, the incline is so gradual, and the whole look of downtown is really kind of based off of how these streets curve and slightly go up and then break at the fork. So I focused very hard on that. Then I went ahead and laid down the Flatiron Flats building, which is super iconic in Eureka Springs, and I wanted to make this the heart of the park. It's just so beautiful. The levels are amazing, and the architecture is lovely. So this was my starting point, and I really enjoyed making it. It's funny because this building is so beautiful and it looks so old-timey, but it was actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was built in the 80s. The architect designer wanted to just emulate old architecture with it, and I love that. I wish people did that more often today. I might interchange some of these pieces eventually, but now that I'm thinking about it, because with the DLC coming out in the future, some of these pieces might not be the best choices if I'm trying to recreate identically. So we'll see what they come out with in the future. I'm really excited. I don't want to have to go back and redo a bunch of things, but there are definitely some things I'm looking forward to, like park benches that look like actual park benches. That'll be exciting. I'll probably go back in and replace a lot of what we have, because right now we just kind of have some basic facility benches, and I want some nice wooden ones. The Flatiron Flats building, that brick building, in real life are hotel rooms, and I would love to make those hotel rooms, but we don't have any hotel rooms in the game, at least not yet. So eventually, I don't know, I might try to go in and detail them depending on how many pieces we get in the future. yeah. But I think at least I'm going to make it an information center, at least with the windows that I chose, and put in some shops on the bottom floor. I don't know if I'm actually going to fill those in or not. I'm really excited for the window pieces that are coming out because I think I'm going to redo a bunch of what I'm building right now with actual window pieces and just make it a lot more realistic. And this whole section here, I'm starting to build the mezzanine and balcony section of the BASIN Park Hotel, or the underside, or soffit, I believe it's called. And this will have some storefronts as well as the entrance to the BASIN Park Hotel. Again, I'm really excited to do these storefronts. I kind of have a whole plan with the pieces that we currently have, but I want to maybe eventually redo it if we get a bunch of new glass pieces here in the next minute. They might be already out by the time this video comes out. The pathing in this system, or the pathing system in the game, has been a really, really pleasant surprise. I feel like we can build almost anything that exists in public spaces, and I mean, smaller path systems might be a little bit more difficult, but I mean, I feel like so far I've been able to pretty much recreate anything that has existed in Eureka Springs. So that's really, really exciting. I will say it can be really frustrating and to try to finagle it and get it to work with you. But it is kind of like, I don't know, it reminds me of something like Photoshop where you kind of just like have to work with the AI or finagle it and just keep messing with it until it does what you want it to, and eventually you can get there. So that's pretty exciting. And honestly, the game as a whole has been so fun to play. It's been so exciting, and I mean, my full focus is recreation in these games, and this definitely is a step up from Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo. The pathing system, while tedious, really allows me to do everything that I need to recreate most places, I think. I haven't been thwarted yet in that challenge. Could happen. But so far, I'm really enjoying it. And I am so excited to build so many of the places in this town. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of perfect. My partner suggested that I build a park based off of this town, and the moment he said it, it clicked so fully that I just thought it was the perfect place. The levels, the architecture, there's a bunch of hotels and pools. I'm just so excited to show you all the wonderful details of this beautiful place in this awesome game. There's also a lake nearby the town, which I'm thinking of recreating. I haven't fully decided yet because it's technically a huge lake. I mean, it's ginormous. It's technically a part of a lake system that's connected to the Lake of the Ozarks, and it would be quite an endeavor. But if I can somehow capture a lakeside and get some of those lakeside homes and a few docks, that would be really nice. There's also tons of caves in the area. The landscape is really beautiful. It actually, oddly enough, really does remind me of the landscape in the sandbox mode. I was actually recently in Eureka Springs this summer, and then playing this, it just emulates to me the, I don't know, general vibe of the land the temperate zone does. So it's actually very fitting. Even the kind of little pre-built and pre-designed mounds and rock systems that they have in the corners at the start of Sandbox kind of remind me of Arkansas a little bit. So I was playing it and I was like, this is perfect. So I think I might do like a cave system at one part. as well and deck that out too. That'd be really cool. There's also some rock quarries nearby. I remember going to when I was a kid, like on some field trips, and that would be cool to recreate, like those facilities and just, like, I don't know if I can recreate mounds of rocks and gravel, but there's just a cool landscape, it's cool aesthetic in the woods. And I think it'd be cool to have that facility and maybe have a roller coaster, and I'm very excited for all of the woodland aesthetics because Arkansas has the most gorgeous forests, and it's fun to kind of recreate that in the game. Because I'll want to probably build some trailheads and have them go through some wooded areas and have coasters going through. I have stuff in my head. It's hard to kind of splay it out with my words, but I'm very excited to show you all what I'm thinking of. There are some bike trails. There's a lot of bike trails in Eureka, and when I was growing up, there were ATV back trails too, tons of them, and just winding and I really like building trails in these games for some reason. I've done that a lot in Planet Coaster and in Planet Zoo. I really like the natural aesthetics, playing with the rocks, creating different formations, and I love naturalism. I'm not exactly sure how many hotels there are in Eureka, but it's a lot. I mean, that's what my parents did when I was living there. They were running a hotel and managing it. And I definitely want to create a few, but I'll need to diversify them, I think, with some rides. And I think some of these bigger hotels, the Basin Park Hotel, the one I'm building here, I kind of want to do a dark ride. It's rumored to be haunted. I think there's one room that's rumored to be haunted by some cowboy ghost. So I might allude to that if I can. We'll see what I do with the interiors. I'm not great with, I'm pretty novice at dark ride interiors, but I might give myself a challenge with this project. There is also this beautiful church right outside of the town called Thorncrown Chapel. And religious or not, it is a beautiful, beautiful place for anyone to see. It's a church it's a chapel that's entirely made of glass, and the design is just remarkable. And it's in the woods, and the way the trees canopy over and the lighting, and it's just such a peaceful, remarkable place that when I was suggested to recreate Eureka Springs, that was one of the first things that popped in my head, and I was like, oh yeah, that is such a great idea. Anyways, I'll stop talking and let you guys enjoy the time lapse in peace. We'll reconvene in a minute. Alright, that wraps up our exploration of the Spring and Center Street Fork. It's been great sharing this project with you today, and I hope you've all enjoyed seeing these beautiful exteriors coming to life. I'm super excited about what's next. We'll continue building the park next week, diving into new areas, adding a few more exciting elements, and really getting down pat this Basin Spring Park. Your thoughts and feedback are super valuable, so let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future updates. We've got a lot more coming, and I can't wait to take you along for the ride. Thanks for watching, and see you next week as we keep building this amazing park. Until then, take care.